Macros, macros, macros everywhere. What are macronutrients anyway? Two of the most common questions I have been asked are, what are macros and how to calculate them? And since I already made a video on how to calculate your own macros, this one is about what macronutrients are. Macros, short for macronutrients, are nutrients that provide us with calories and energy. If any of you remember from school, micro is small and macro is large. So macros are nutrients that are required in large amounts to maintain a healthy and balanced individual. But who am I anyway? Well, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Talita from Shrinking with Keto. And throughout the ketogenic diet and fasting, I have reversed type 2 diabetes and lost over 190 pounds. But besides that, I need to give you a full disclaimer that I am not a nurse, nor a doctor, nor a medical practitioner of any kind. All and every single piece of information that I provide you with in my videos are based on my own very extensive research, my personal experience, alongside people that I have helped and coached. And I hope that they are more than enough to help you. The three main macronutrients are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Both carbohydrates and proteins contain 4 calories per gram, while fats contain 9 calories per gram. Let's start with carbohydrates. Carbs are the primary fuel source for every single diet except for the ketogenic diet. Carbs turn into simple sugars in our body and therefore fuel us with energy. On a ketogenic diet, we do not need carbs to fuel us with energy as we have ketone bodies. But we're not really going to get into that right now. We're going to keep talking about carbs. Not all carbs are created equal though. We have simple carbs and complex carbs. Bear with me for a second as I explain the difference between the two. Simple carbs are made of 1 or 2 sugar molecules, making them much easier to digest and extremely quick to provide us with energy. Unfortunately, though, they are also the most unhealthy source of carbohydrates because simple carbs are sugar, candy, and the exception to the rule, though, is fruit. Complex carbs are made of many sugar molecules and take much longer to digest due to fibers. Unlike simple carbs, complex carbs contain minerals and vitamins that are necessary for our body. Examples of complex carbs are leafy greens, starchy vegetables, and grains. To answer what you're thinking, yes, both sugar and fiber are carbohydrates. But because your body cannot break down fiber to use it for energy, we usually subtract the fiber from the total carb count in order to figure out what our net carbs are. And the net carbs are the carbohydrates that your body can actually use for energy. Let me interrupt you for a second. If this is the first time you're seeing this pretty face, let's make sure it's not the last. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell icon so that YouTube can let you know every time I release a new video for you. And feel free to ask me any question you want down in the comment section below. If you find value from this video, please press the thumbs up so we can get this information to other people just like you. Let's jump over to proteins. Proteins are essential as they provide structure to our tissues, including muscle, hair, skin, nails, cell membranes. You get the point. Examples of proteins are meat, fish, poultry, and dairy, amongst many others. Small amounts of protein can be found in fruits and vegetables too. Our body breaks down this protein into amino acids. And you know what? I'm going to give you a quick tip here. For all of you fellow ketoers out there that have been told that carbohydrates are essential for a body, you can answer by saying there are essential amino acids, essential fatty acids, therefore we need protein and we need fat. But there's no such thing as essential carbohydrates. Just think about it. Let's shift over to fats. And yes, fats are essential for your body. We need fats for growth and development as well as energy. Fat is the most dense source of energy that we can consume. Fats come in many forms. We have saturated, unsaturated, and trans fats. But not all fats are created equal. Trans fats that come from hydrogenated fats are incredibly unhealthy for you. And if you're having a difficult time distinguishing the difference between healthy and unhealthy fats, well, lucky you. I have made a video on that as well. Let's go ahead and see how much of each macronutrient you should have in your diet. Well, according to the Standard American Diet, or the SAD diet, it calls for 40 to 65% of your calories to come from carbohydrates, 20 to 35% from fats, and 10 to 35% from protein. Again, let me remind you that I'm not a doctor, but according to my observations and my research, this is really not the diet you want to follow. Your macros on a ketogenic diet are 70 to 75% fat, 20 to 25% protein, and more or less 5% come from carbohydrates. Now, these carbohydrates are usually from leafy greens and vegetables. Now, if you want a step-by-step guide on how to calculate your very own macros for the ketogenic diet, I also have a video on that. So there you have it, a complete definition of what macronutrients are. And as always, chin up, or the crown slips.